Alright, I'm trying this again. I don't know if it was my microphone or what, but let's see if it's a little less muffled. I tend to just kind of mumble anyway, so I will try to speak clearly. I am going to turn this pink Flocati into a lavender Flocati. So I'm going to start by duplicating my layer. Then I'm going to open a hue and saturation layer. And I'm going to mess with just the reds because this is pink. You could do it with the master or with the reds. So I'm going to use the reds. And I'm going to change the color of them. So you find a color that you like. And I like it a little bit desaturated as well. So you mess with these sliders, you can mess with this one, but it kind of does funky stuff. So, then you're going to go down to your layer that you made. And you're going to use the quick selection tool and select baby. Get it as close as you want, and then you can refine it a little bit more. Take this whole corner out. Okay, so then we're going to go up to select and refine edge, smart radius, and turn that all the way up. It's going to grab all these little hairs right here. So it refined your mask for you. It also took away your ear, so you're going to have to do that in a minute. So go to your layer mask on your hue saturation layer and dump some black in there. Baby's really yellow because the pink was really warm and this is a cooler color, so we can adjust that as well. So we need to go fix our mask a little bit right here. That she has a purple ear. So we're gonna just use a regular brush, kind of a medium hardness. Oops, wrong color. There we go. And then you can take a softer brush around the edges where you've got a little bit purple going on in the shadows. But that's actually good because there will be some color cast from the blanket naturally. So if it's getting all of that, that's probably a good thing. You want your shadows to be purple in color. So you notice there's some pink up in the hair. So we're going to fix that. Sorry, my computer keeps making weird noises. I'm just going to flatten this and make another layer to work with. So if you grab your brush and grab this purple color by hitting Alt and clicking on the color, and then you're going to take the color mode, or the brush mode, sorry, to color. And 20% opacity should do it. It might be a little bit much, actually. We'll see. Make my brush a little bit bigger. We're just going to brush on the purple. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. We'll go with 10. Brush on the purple into that pink tone that's showing through from the other Flocati. Just in these stray hairs. And if you get too much in these darker parts, you can always grab the hair color and go back over it with a color brush. So if I feel like it's too purple in here, I just grabbed this color of the hair and I'm going to paint it back in here. But it will, the Flocati will show through here and make this all look purple anyway. Okay, I'm going to make baby a little less yellow. I use a GTG action. It's in my action set. I have it as a hotkey. And I'm going to do it at 100% and then adjust. So I'm just going to paint over baby with the Paint Away Jaundice action. And I think I liked it at about 40%, so she still has some color. I actually don't mind the 50. Let's go 45. Okay. A couple other things that I would adjust is the color of the feet. So I would use a quick selection mask, which is this button right here. Or you can hit Q on your keyboard. I don't know why it's doing that. And oh, my brush is harder. I don't want it hard. So I softly select her feet that are kind of red and some fingertips. She's flipping us off in there. We're going to go for that too. Select all that, and then I'm going to take a hue and saturation layer again on master. And oh, I forgot to hit Q again. Hold on. So hit Q again and it will give you your selection. And then you want to do the hue and saturation. And I'm just going to put a little bit more yellow in those red purpley areas. So you'll see it's subtle. She's still flipping me off pretty good, so I'm going to take the GTG Paint Away Red Splotches and just paint that off her finger. Okay, then still feel like the purple's a bit bright. So with a quick select, I'm going to grab all this purple . Doesn't have to be perfect, I'll grab it and desaturate it just a little bit more. I like a gray purple because that was too bright. Okay, so then I'm going to do my finishing action, which is just from Coffee Shop Blog. It's freebie. And I use it on all my images, but I adjust it a lot. So this is what it looks like. It's called Peachy Glow, and you can see it gives it kind of a peachy glow, which I don't like. So I take the peachies off, and I lower the opacity of the vignette. Depends on the image, but I think about 30 here. I don't want the shadows because it's making it too bright. Actually, I don't want the color, and I do want a little tiny bit of the shadow. It also finishes with a really nice matte, which sometimes I turn down just a little bit. So it's really subtle, the changes, but it puts focus on baby, gives it a little bit of a matte and a vignette. And then I would finish with my sharpening action, which is the Smart Sharpen. I learned good numbers for Smart Sharpen from Mary Chris Photography. I love her. She is my newborn photography hero. She knows it. She gets annoyed when I say it, but I love her. She's amazing. I can show you those numbers in just a second. I've made it an action, and it's actually a hotkey on my computer too. If you guys don't know how to make your actions into hotkeys, that's another lesson for another day. Ask me and I'll show you. Because it's a lifesaver, time saver. The Smart Sharpen's slow. It's especially slow when I'm recording. So sorry, it usually doesn't take this long. Okay, so I don't use it fully. I mask it off and invert the mask, and then I paint it back on where I want it. Mostly on her cute little face. And then I probably use a 50% brush on some other parts. Is my brush soft? Yeah, it is. So, details, sometimes textures, but you don't want the whole image to be that crisp, so. Ta-da! So we went from, let's snapshot, we went from pink to purple. Beautiful. If you have any questions about anything I did, if I did it too fast, let me know. I use a lot of hotkeys, and I've made a lot of actions and use a couple from GTG and Coffee Shop Blog. So any questions, write them down. Thanks. I'll do a video another time. Bye.